Hi, Gloria Brooks here with Nature Glow's eScience. Today I want to talk about child self-directed learning through Gameschooling. So child self-directed learning is pretty self-explanatory. It's your child being at choice as to what they want to learn. It's delight-driven learning. And children's language of learning is play. And having as many different kinds of games that your child loves in the house in a great way to call forth your child's learning desire and to get them into doing what children do best, which is play. And playing games is a great way to also meet academic demands or academic needs. So I want to show you how to go about doing that today. So I've shared this story before, but a private boarding school for middle schoolers called the Arthur Morgan School back in 2019. And one thing I learned is just how much kids love playing games. We could have game schooled literally, 7 days a week. As a boarding parent, I was with kids 7 days a week. And on the weekends, pretty much all the kids wanted to do was play games. And we also were an unplugged school, so as little as possible, the kids were unplugged. They weren't allowed to have devices. I had mixed feelings about that. I personally think it's good. The natural innate desire for kids is to have access to the adult tools of the age. And what are the adult tools of the age? We are in the digital age, so they want to master computers. So I'm one of those people that I'm a strong proponent for kids having access to adult tools such as digital devices. Anyway, the school didn't have them, so we had to work around them. It was interesting. We played a lot of board games. I taught pre-algebra, and we played board games once a week because the school was run by consensus, so that means there wasn't any one leader, but we all met together and made decisions by consensus, which was great. But the group did determine, and there were department heads. So the department head determined that I had to use a curriculum, even though I wanted to game school my way through the year. It would have been amazing. I've done that before with homeschool kids, but so 3 days a week I taught lecture style from a curriculum. And then on Fridays, I was given permission to game school. So we game schooled for 2 hours, and that was really delightful and awesome. So what did I do? I downloaded games like crazy during my prep hours from Teachers Pay Teachers. You just go there, set up a free account, and then go to their search, plug in the games that you want. There's little menu options. You can click free, you can click age groups, subject type, plug it in, and Teachers Pay Teachers will spit out like literally hundreds of thousands of games for free, written and created by teachers in the classroom. Some, and then click rating and you will get, the best rated games and then choose from those. So I had like 50 games that I accumulated over the 4.5 months. I was just like really gung-ho about it. And you can do that too. And then so being that this post is about free choice, you can download, 10 games and have your kids decide which ones and have them vote on the games that are their favorite, and then laminate the ones that are your favorite. I also want to share an app here in a minute. But I want to bring up the point that play involves free choice. It's not play if your kids aren't deciding, what to play. So game schooling is an opportunity to allow child self-directed learning by allowing them to choose, the games that they want to play. And having lots of choices is really helpful. That's why I suggest the Teachers Pay Teachers. That's like my number one go-to, because it's so super easy. You don't have to scour around the whole internet looking for this free game and that free game. Everything's just right there. Just a few clicks and you can download a bunch of games and then save them in files on Google Drive or whatever your filing system is. So interest-based learning is absolutely a treasure. So we all know that interest-based learning is important. So when you're interested in a topic, you're more likely to deep dive it. Same with your kids. They're no different, right? So easiest ways to pursue interest-based learning is to pay attention to what your child is doing during their free time. Okay, so if they're playing video games during their free time, if they're playing board games, if they're outside jumping on the trampoline, just take note of what they enjoy doing and then foster that in your home school. We're in a society that really does not value play, and that is a huge, massive mistake, and is, I would say, according to a lot of research that's going on with child development, that the lack of play is actually harming children's development. So, really foster play, free play, unsupervised play. And I know for some parents, you get nervous hearing that, unsupervised, oh my goodness. You can still have a hearing ear. But that's how kids gain skills, such as social skills, that we seem to be lacking today in public education, because the kids of the same age are stuck in the classroom for 6 hours a day, and it's just maddening. And I know there are exceptions. There are creative and amazing, extraordinary teachers out there that really know how to build a great culture in their classroom, but there's so many just dud classrooms, and kids that are just losing their minds, and it's not mentally healthy for them because they're not getting enough physical activity. They're not getting enough play. All right. So, in our society, we're just go, 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 get everything done, check off the checklist, ace the test. This can be hard to make space for interest-based learning. And if you're new to homeschooling, or even a veteran homeschool, and you're just used to doing school at home, you might want to just consider breaking out of that box and liberating your homeschool education through something like Gameschooling. So because our culture makes us think that free time is a waste of time, plus playing games, it can be hard to measure. So how do you keep track for your, reporting to the powers that be at the end of the homeschool year? You can keep a journal. Every time you play some kind of board game or board game or some type of outdoor game, just log it in your journal every day. At the end of the evening, have a cup of tea and just write down what you did for that day. Take pictures. There's some online apps where you can actually log in your learning. I'm going to show you that. Let me just show you real quick. So let's flip this around. So we have this $4 app. It's just $4. It's called Board Game Stats. And if you like to have really close, really tight records, get this app, for recording your board games. Okay. So that's really great. So I wanted to show that to you. They also have a website, boardgamestats, probably.com. Let me see. I actually did, let's see. There's also an app called Seesaw. Okay, so demonstrate and share learning. I tried to get the app. I could not get it because, I don't know, it was just complicated. I don't have kids, so I'm an online homeschool course provider, so I wasn't able to get signed up because they insisted that I have a teacher give me some number, and I was really surprised. But anyway, maybe that could work for you. So Board Game Stats, here's their website. But really, you can just keep it simple with an app or keeping a journal about your games and keep that for your homeschool records. All right, so also click on the link with this post and grab my Math Learning Secrets Guide, helping you liberate yourself from homeschool academic math drudgery along with the rest of your academics. The way I've written the guide I teach you 5 pillar secrets that helps you bring together a unit study style learning in your home based on a learning center and learning to see math everywhere, but also bringing the rest of the subjects in through unit study style learning. All right, so grab that while the price is as low as it is now. And also bundled together with that during the seasonal special is my Geometric Beauty of Snowflakes 3-part online unit study, ideally for kids 10 to 18, but younger kids that work well with older siblings or their parents can do well as well. All right, so click the link and grab those now. Also, toss down a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts about Gameschooling and child self-directed learning through Gameschooling. What do you think of that? Toss down your comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Give me a thumbs up if you're watching me here on YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you here. And thanks for watching.